Hello everyone, it's Amy, and welcome back for week 64 of the new Build Your Stash and Craft. Today we are going to make some monocle charms, like the old little monocle that they would have. Mr. Peanut has one. But anyways, so we're just going to make these little wire charms that you can use to hang on any project or just to hang around for decoration. They're just fun to make, and you can use a lot of your own papers and that type of thing with it. So I'm going to show you how to do a few different ones. You can make them in the shape of a heart, a circle. You can make them any shape that you want to. Now this one will hang because we have the little circle at the top. This one you would use to, like, you could use this in a plant, or you could even tuck this, like if you had, let's say you had a planter or something like that, you could just tuck it into the paper on your planter, to hold it there, or tuck it into a pocket or something. So this is what we're going to make today. So I'm going to show you how to make a few different ones, and we're just going to get started. So to start with, we're just going to start with our wire. You can use any length because it just depends on what size of an object you're going to make. So what I am going to do is I'm not going to cut it right away. I'm going to take a piece of one of our pencils, and I'm going to get our pliers out. We'll need the pliers to hold on to it and our little nippers to cut the wire. That's probably what we'll need. And so what I'm going to do, the first thing, in order to make one like this with the little hanger at the top, is I'm going to start by wrapping the wire around my pencil and just having a little bit left over so that we can just bring that together and wrap it around. And I'm going to hold it with my pliers just because my hands aren't really strong enough to do that wrap again anymore. So the pliers will hold it while I turn the pencil and get that little bit of a wrap there. And you don't really want a whole ton extra of your wire, because wherever that wrap is, that wrap comes right to there. That's where your next circle is going to start. So that is going to give you this spacing right here. Now you might want a longer space there, so then you would make that wrap longer. But I kind of like just a small space. So now we've got that, and if we just look at this, we have a nice little circle here. I'm going to put it back on there for now just to make it easier to hold. And I'm going to wrap this wire around whatever I want to. So I can go with, like I like this size is a paint jar, and I like that size. You could go bigger with like a glue bottle, or smaller with a glue stick. Anything that you really have there will be just fine. So I'm going to go around right to my pencil, and then I'm going to just go just a little extra so I have some to wrap. And I'm going to cut it off right there. So now that I don't need the wire anymore. And then we're just I'm going to take it off for just a second and put that wire on the other side. I'm going to where we came down, and we've got our wrap stopping right there. I'm going to just bend that out a little bit because I want that to be in the middle of my circle. And so I'm just going to come around, and here's my problem. I did not cut my wire long enough. It only just comes to that wrap. I need wire to wrap around, so it's not going to be long enough. I'm going to put it around this one because this one is smaller. I'm going to put it at the top so that I'll be able to slide it off. If I were to put it down here, I might have a hard time getting it over this lip or getting it over this part here. So always make sure that wherever you put, whatever you wrap it around, that you have a nice smooth surface to slide it off of when you're done. So this is going to work just fine. So I'm going to have a smaller one than I thought. But then again, I'm just going to wrap that around a little bit like that. Then I'm going to grab that tail and then just wrap that around. Okay. Now, I have quite a bit, well, not quite a bit extra. I've got an extra little, maybe 1/4 of an inch there, but I don't want to wrap it anymore. I've wrapped it well enough, so I'm just going to take that with my little close cutters, whatever these are called, and I'm going to tip it upside down, put my finger on it. Don't nip your finger, but that makes it so that that little piece doesn't go flying. So, you know, turn it upside down and just kind of make sure that it's held there. And then I can feel just a little sharpness there, so I'm just going to kind of give it a bit of a squish with my pliers just to make sure that I don't have anything sticking out that's going to catch. And so that's good. So I'm going to slide off my pencil and slide off this, and now we have our little monocle shape. And I just think that they're cute. I just like them. So now it depends on what you want to put on there. So this one is just paper. And it was just scrap paper that I had off my drop cloth, actually. And when I was all done, I put some clear nail polish on it, just to make it a little heavier. And a little bit of bling from the bling that we had. Now, I'm going to show you how to make the heart too. But you can make them in, if you have something that's square, you could wrap it around a square and still, you know, just put it together. So I have some here that are in different stages, but I'll show you this one. This was a circle. I believe it was actually even this circle. And so what I did was, now it's an oval because I thought that would be kind of cute. And I'm going to put a butterfly on that. And so what I did was I just took my pencil and I just put it in my circle and just pulled down a little bit. I'm going to keep this one as a circle. So, you know, but that's how I did that as an oval, because I didn't have something that was oval to wrap it around. And then I just kind of adjusted it. And so I'm going to show you how to do the heart really quick. And then I'll show you how to put things on them. So what I do, here's my wire. All right, so to do a heart, I'm just going to cut a piece of wire. And again, the length of your wire will just depend on how big your heart can be and how much extra you can have. But so to do a heart, you kind of want to cut a piece of wire and then find the center of the wire about. And so all you're going to do is you're just going to overlap both ends once you kind of found your center and just pull to make just a little loop right there. Okay. And then you're just going to round up like that and take the other side, hold that little circle makes a nice place to hold, and round it up and around like that. Okay, and then you're just going to kind of pull them together. And see, this side is much shorter than this side. Now they can be asymmetrical, different on each side. If you want them both about the same, then you're just going to kind of move your wire around till you have about the same amount on each side. Bring this one in just a little bit. I'm even going to bend that one down just a little bit, and I'm going to kind of bring this one out to make it a little fatter. But once you make this little loop in the middle, it's really kind of easy to just bring it around to make your heart. Then it's just a matter of how fat do you want your heart, how big do you want your heart, and you just kind of adjust it from there. So I think that that looks pretty good. And so at that point, I'm going to kind of just bend the two of them like that. And then make sure that that is what I want before I get it too twisty. And that looks pretty good. And so now I'm going to go ahead and just twist that tail. And again, depending on how much you have left over, you may want a longer tail. If you're going to stick it like as a spike in a plant or something, you might want it to be a lot longer. You also want to make sure probably that you either make it with plastic or cover it with something that is waterproof, or just make sure that it's so tall it's not going to get anywhere near the dampness of the dirt. So there we go. I think that is a cute little fat heart. We're going to just keep that one pretty much how it is. I'm going to straighten up my little bottom. And then because these wires here are a little sharp on the bottom, they're not lined up, I'm going to cut those off. There we go. And don't get your hand too close to your nippers when you're nipping. I just kind of put it like where I think that the wires could fly. Alrighty, so now we have a heart and we have an oval and we have a circle. So now we can put something on those. And in order to do that, the first thing is, I don't know if you can see from there. Let me see. I've got this little piece here. So I don't know if you can tell, but the one in the middle is a brown copperish tone to it. And that's because I colored with my brown and orange marker, because I knew what I was going to put on there. And so I knew what color I wanted that. This one, I colored blue with my blue marker. This one's not colored at all. So, but you can color the wire very easily. It's better to color it before than after. So here is one that I colored after. And when I colored it, I got a dot on my paper. So then since I accidentally got a dot of marker on there, I just went ahead and put a dot on all four corners on a circle. I don't know what you would call those, the points. And then I just doodled a little bit. Now, I knew that I bought these stickers to go on here, so I didn't really worry about the middle. I just wanted to doodle around the outside because my sticker's going to go on the middle. So to put your paper on there, all you're going to do, well, let's color this heart red first, because I've got a couple of hearts here. Here's a little heart that I'm working on. And, but I did not color any of them. So instead of doing it afterwards, you can do it before, which then you don't have to worry. Like, see, I just slipped off. You don't have to worry about getting the marker on the paper that you put on there. And so you're just going to go ahead and use your marker to color that wire. And a permanent marker colors wire very nicely. You can also color the wire with alcohol ink. I find just very thin wire to be easier to color. To me, it's easier to color with the permanent marker than the alcohol ink, because I'm taking the alcohol ink, putting it on my sponge, and getting it all over whatever's underneath, even if it is just a drop paper. And I don't really want to use all of that alcohol ink on a wasted paper background. Now, granted, I do use a lot of my backgrounds, but still, alcohol ink is made more for a non-porous surface, so I just don't want to waste it. I would prefer to do this. And then it's easier to touch it up if you miss a spot. And also, if you find a spot that just seems a little too light, you can just go over it again. And you go down and get your twisty part. And hopefully it's dry. I don't want to get the red on here, but just so that hopefully you can see that colors really nicely. So you can color them whatever color you want, and then go ahead and put them on your paper using your super glue. And again, this is a gel type super glue, a lot like what the E6000. So first thing would be, what do I want to put this on? And so here, this is cardstock, and I wanted it to be really heavy, so I just cut it in half and glued it together so that I would have a really, pretty thick piece of paper here instead of a thin piece. And maybe I'll want it there. You kind of like that corner there. So I am just going to put a little bit of the glue, just barely let it come out, and then just touch it to your wire. It's kind of like run it along the wire, moving it as you know, move it. If a big bit comes out, kind of drag it, you know, across the wire, because you don't want to have too much on there. You know, it's just a really thin piece of wire. So if I wind up with a glob, I try and kind of get it off of there, and then put it on. Have your paper ready first. Then I'm gonna use a piece of paper towel. I just sprayed a barely little bit of water on it, and that's just so that it's not so dry that it sticks really fast. And I'm just gonna kind of tap that or rub it around, remembering it's the inside that I really need to, whoops. I'm kind of trying to wipe any excess seepy glue off the inside. The outside is going to be cut off, so we don't have to worry about that. And so there we go. And then we're going to set that aside and let it dry. And now that just took off a lot of the color that I had put on there, so I will have to put some back on again. Then once they're dry, you're just going to cut them off. Now, it's easier not to put too much of your paper down your stick or up your the coil here, because that's hard to get off. But you can use like your X-Acto knife to cut along the edge of those and just leave it on the back. You know, if you're having a hard time getting it off. But then what you're going to do is you're just going to cut around the outside edge of your wire. And because that wire sticks up there, it does kind of make it easy to cut around to a certain extent. Because you can just run your scissors right along the wire, because it's so much higher than the paper. So you just run your scissors along there, and there we go. I'm going to use my little nippers right here to just nip that little bit of paper off. There. So now the back of the heart looks nice because it still has the color of the paper, and the front of the heart looks good. I got a little paper sticking out right there, so I'll just go trim that off. So there we go. And so that one has been drying for a little while. You do want to make sure that you let them dry. And then I've got this one also. And again, it's so easy to just run your scissors right along that edge. And this is just paper, so this one will not be super thick. So I think that I will put like some clear nail polish on it to thicken it up a little bit later on. Although you have to be careful because the clear nail polish might make the, I used a pen, just a plain old black pen, and a permanent marker. So I want to be careful if I put it on there not to smudge what's underneath. I might just leave it and maybe just put a backing on it. Maybe I think that's what I will do. I'll put a piece of cardstock on the back. But then just go ahead and pick a pretty, these are really pretty stickers. If I can't get it open. There we go. So, and once you do that, you can kind of hold them up there and see what you think. I want to put it, I think, kind of at a diamond shape. But I was thinking I really like this one right here. Yeah, I think I do like that one. It was between that one and the one with the round on it. Oh, maybe the round one is better. Maybe I will do the one with the round piece in the middle. So there we go. And so that just makes a cute little dangle. And because they're so thin, you can put them inside of a journal or even in a card or something. Again, you'd want something more solid on the back. Which when I made these originally, I really wasn't thinking about, you know, that you could use them for other things versus just putting them in a journal. So if you were going to, let's say, hang this on your purse, you would definitely want it to be more solid than a little piece, one thinness of regular paper. So a couple thicknesses of cardstock would be pretty good. But I just think that one turned out really cute. And then we've got our little heart here, which I don't think I'm going to do anything to our little heart. I think we'll just leave that like it is. Here is our oval. And for the oval, I wanted to, I'm going to stick it on here. There's a shiny side, which I don't want to glue it to the shiny side, so I'm going to glue it to a piece on the back. Okay. I want to put a butterfly on this one. So I'm going to just, again, put a little bit of that glue on the oval because it should hold it very well versus other types of glue. And I'm going to put just a little bit of the twist on the paper, leaving the rest of it all off the paper. And then just a little bit. This glue does not really, how do I want to say? This is, whoops, that was not good. This is not water cleanup type glue. But I just figure if the paper towel is a touch wet instead of really dry, the paper towel won't stick quickly right to that glue and then rip off when I'm trying to wipe this. So, and again, it doesn't matter to me about what's over the edge, only what's on the inside. And really it's more of it, if you just kind of push down and pull it up, that will take that off of there versus trying to rub it around. So we're going to let that one dry. I've got this one drying. And then I wanted to show you another thing that I thought would be really cute. Get the top back on this. So remember when we used our clear packing tape to make our own stickers? Well, I thought that would be really cute. So, and again, you could put these little stickers on there. Wouldn't they be cute? So, and I'm going to put those in with my stash because I may have a use for those. These little ones, I went ahead and covered up my little loop on my heart with just a little sticker. That one I'm going to leave just like it is because I like it that way. The butterfly is going to be for this one. So here are our clear stickers that we made all on our own. So what I'm thinking is find one that I like that would look cute with this. I don't know if I want one that's black and white or one that's in color. And see, we have this bird feeder here. We don't have to use the whole thing. We actually could just use that bird. And you know, I think I like that bird. So that is what I'm going to use. Because the rest of them up here are black and white. I don't think I want black and white right now. So I'm just going to come up to here. And I'm going to cut it above the other bird. And there were two birds there. Then I'm going to put this on my parchment so that I don't stick this to my paper, and I'm going to see how I want that. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I've got it on there. And I'm going to get rid of all this excess around here. Okay, so there's that other bird. I'm going to stick him back on my paper. And stick that back on my parchment. And put those away. Okay, so now we've got this little bird here. And it's see-through, and it's really cute. And so now I'm going to take my tape and the sticky side to the sticky side of my sticker. Put that a little flatter. So put the sticky sides together like that. Cut up this piece so I don't have to find the end of my sticky tape. There we go. And this one I didn't put any glue on because I figured that being that we've got the two pieces of tape, that should not need glue, hopefully. So there we go. And now we'll just and that needs a little bit more trimming. Up here at the top. And again, like I said, your X-Acto knife also will work too if you get into like a corner where you're having a hard time with your scissors. You can just use your X-Acto knife and your cutting board. But there we go. I think that that one is really cute. Isn't that cute? And it's see-through. You can see it from both sides. And it's really cute either way. I really like that. So we have these. I'll put them all on here. So we can do our last one. So, and again, I'm going to just take this one off here. I'm not going to take the time to cut out the whole thing because you've seen it. Just set that one there for now. Alrighty, and now we've got our last one. This one I do want to cut out. And it's not really stuck that well yet. Probably should let it wait just a little bit longer, but I want to see what this looks like because I haven't tried this before. So I wanted to see it and I wanted to show you what it looks like before we go. Because I was just thinking of something with the butterflies. That we could do with whole butterflies. Okay, let me see. What did I do with the butterflies? I'm gonna get this stuff out of the way. Okay. So with the butterflies, we've got our little oval here, and our butterflies are obviously too big. Even our little ones are too big. But my thought was, if you have a whole butterfly, why couldn't you cut it in half and make it look like a butterfly that's like sitting on a flower, you know, where they'll have both of the, because these butterflies have 2 pieces of wing on them anyways. So I thought that that would look really kind of cute if we did something like that. So just trying to see which one I think that I would want. I think I'm going to go with this one right here. And so, in order to keep them together, so we've got the butterfly, and it's got 2 antennas on it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the body right up the middle, right between those 2 antennas. So there will be an antenna on each side, a little bit of body on each side, and the wings, 2 wings on each side. So see, to me, this looks like, whoops, it looks like the butterflies that are like flying or sitting on the edge of a flower. So we're going to take this. Let me see. I think I'm going to put it on there just like that. Just have to get it off the plate. There we go. And there we go. So now it's like a little silhouette. And it's got the butterfly with the 2 wings. When you cut it, it's not standing up as well. Is this one going to come off? No. It feels a little bit loose, but it's still stuck. So I think I might use a toothpick and put just a little bit of my like E6000 glue right down in there, just to make sure that I'm going to do that right now. Just to make sure. And if you don't have a toothpick, just a little thin slice of paper would work also. Little tiny piece of your wire would work. Just something small that you can get just a little tiny. You don't want to squeeze that glue in there. You'd just make a mess. So we'll just take a little bit on our Q-tip. And put it right down there where the body is. And again, because this is plastic, this type of glue will hold it, where your tacky glue or whatever would not. But then see, you've got the little butterfly wings there sticking out. And I think that turned out really, really cute. So these are just a few of the little monocles that you could make. And I just think that they're darling. I'll put that one up there. Finish this one. Yeah, at least kind of finish it. I can go back in and trim it up later. And there we go. And I think that I think that they look really cute. And I think that they would look really cute hanging from a journal or something like that. I really like the clear one. That was just a thought when I was going to find what extra stickers that I had already in our stash. I saw our handmade stickers and thought that would be kind of cute to make it clear all the way through by putting sticker paper on the back. You also could just do it like this and put a piece of cardstock on the back. Because this one is not going to be something that's super sturdy like to hang off, something that's going to be banged around. You know, it would look cute inside like a journal where it's going to be safe between papers, but not on the outside. So there we go. that is our project for today. I hope you enjoyed this project. I really enjoyed making them. And they're just fun to make and very, very easy. And if you don't want to color this with your permanent markers, you could also paint the wire with your with the fingernail polish that we've got so far. So there we go. That's today's project. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you have friends that you think would like my channel, let them know about me. The description box for the monthly giveaway or the description for the monthly giveaway is in the box below. So if you want to find out about that, each month we take the comments from one of the videos, and I choose one person to just get a couple of papers or something like that, just something I can mail in a regular envelope, you know, so that everyone, international and United States, can all join in. So thanks again for stopping by. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.